Hello, I'm so excited to welcome you back to my first houseplant tour of 2025. I will take you on a tour of the plants that I've styled in various areas of my lounge. I include my Pothos archway and my entryway, all styled with houseplants in my indoor jungle. Hello, I'm Shirley and welcome to my channel. This one is my Gloriosum. She is in recovery. But she's growing really, really well. She is in pon, and she's been in pon now, is it 6 weeks? And her leaf, her main leaf, has just grown phenomenally. Within 3 weeks, she was this big, and she's just grown a bit more. But what's happening is she's dropping this leaf, and she's bringing up a new leaf here. So if she wasn't happy in pon, this would not be happening. It's a new leaf, and I think that's great. And she's growing that. But if you can see, she's already outgrowing this part. I mean, look at the length of the rhizome. It's starting to hit. So, oh my God, I'm going to have to repot her as well. But yet another job to do. Now this one is my Ficus. I think she's ruby. I've been wondering whether she's Belize. I did say this in the last video. I couldn't be sure. Some people just say ruby Belize, but they are different. There are two different plants. Anyway, some of her pink had died down a bit during the winter. So I've put her under the Sansi light, and I've put her by this window, which is going to get a lot of light. And we have got some evidence of the pink coming back. And she's got a new leaf sprouting up now, just coming up nicely. You can see all this pink in the stems. And a little bit of pink around the edges it will be forming soon. It's like a sheen. But yet again, another one that has to be worked on. So my wall is basically not a solid wall. I've got the window, I've got an area there, and an opening on that side. So my wall is sort of really a half wall with a higher area. Sounds so silly talking about it, doesn't it? But so I like to have things that go along the bottom of the wall and then take the plants along there. So as you can see with this one, you know, we have a crystal, we have a candle. I may have just said that, I'm not sure. But it's nice to have the odd thing along. This is actually a nest of tables that I usually have here for a cascade feature, rather like on that side. But because I've moved everything around my house, because it's cleaning and spring rearranging, I thought, why not space them out and put them along the wall? So that's what I've done. And here I've got a new one for me. I'm sure a lot of you have had this one, Prince of Orange. Isn't he magnificent? And he's so lovely. And I'll just come a little closer so that you can see him. He's got absolutely beautiful marmalade-like leaves. This one seems to be collapsing, so I don't know whether it's going to go. This one has pink running through the leaf. An you see that? Isn't it beautiful? This has just suddenly started going brown. I don't know why. And this one is like an orange. An orange with a pink tinge. Isn't that gorgeous? And he's shooting up 2 new leaves here and a baby down there, which has got some pink on. So I'm really excited about this. It's a really nice plant. And it looks like there's another leaf at the back here as well. So I thought, well, I haven't had one of these before. So why not? It just looks so nice. Some of them don't seem to have too much of this sort of colouring. But this one had a lot of pink as well, so I thought I'd try it. So anyway, this one's down here at the moment. He's new for me, but I thought he looked really nice and striking against the white of the walls, with a little bit of gold there of the pot, the watering can. And then this one is, you've seen before, my Adansonii. She has had so many different problems you wouldn't believe, but the bit that broke off in the other video, I showed you how to propagate it and put it back together again. So we might put that up there for you, that video. It's only a short video, it just shows you what to do. And look how much bushier she's become, really bushy. And now she has a lead stem. So I think I can put her on a moss pole because I've got this look now, whereas before she was small and bushy, and I thought, my God, which bit of her am I going to put on the moss pole? But I think I can actually do it that way now. So that's another little job, little project for me to do shortly. These are gorgeous little propagating vases. I mean, you could put a flower in it. They were very cheap. I bought them from a garden centre. I've got another one with a slightly different colour. It's really sweet. So I've just put that there anyway. This is my red secret. And she's not in pond. She's in a pond pot. But she's not in pond at the moment. But I'm planning on trying her in pond. She's an Alocasia, red secret. If you haven't had one of these before, just look at it. Isn't she just gorgeous? I just think the red is so lovely and it's so uniform. It goes all over the leaf and she has this gorgeous shine. Beautiful, beautiful shine. This little leaf is sort of green and then it goes the kind of gold sometimes and then they turn into the red. So she's doing quite well. She's got a little bit of brown here, but other than that, she's doing very well. But she's an Alocasia. She could go into pond. I am considering it. So this now is my little Thai constellation. We call Celeste. I mean, we have George, so we have to name her. She has to have a name. And she is on her way into pond. She's in the first stages at the moment in the water, but she's ready now. So any day now I'm going to be putting her into pond. So she's just sitting in water at the moment because there has to be stages with pond. You could just put her straight into pond, but then it could be an amazing shock for her and that wouldn't do her too much good. She's only a young one, so I'm going to just do it the right way. They sit in water for a while and then they go into pond. Okay, so the other thing that I've done here is with the tables, they're a nest of tables, as I've just said, but I've made them high, low, high, like a castle, castellated effect. And it's almost like a wave. And I think that looks nice. You could have done the drop, you know, high, high-ish and lower, but then you would have had quite a gap here, wouldn't you, if you were doing what I'm doing. Now, obviously, most people having a piece of wall like this would probably put white shelves and carry on, but I have a moulding so that, and a picture light, so that I can always put a piece of art up on my wall. But you could, if you didn't want to put the shelves up or a console table, like, you know, like I've always had, to have a change, then, you know, I mean, you could put like little cups that hold a plant in. I haven't got a little plant, have I? Oops, imagine. You know, you could do that. You could have like a couple of little plants just on the side. It still would have a fresh look. It's only if you overdo it that maybe you might have gone a bit too far. So just be a bit mindful when you do it, because it is exciting to try and put your plants in unusual places and you can get carried away, which is something I'm going to show you in a minute that I've got carried away, but I'll show you that in a minute. So that's what I've done on the wall here. So now I want to tell you about the coffee table. So here we have the coffee table. Now, in my case, I didn't have a long coffee table. I had 2 small ones. So I've put them together and I think it works out quite well because it's gold, which is our theme, isn't it? Gold and lemon for the spring. So I've arranged some false flowers in a beautiful white vase. This vase I got from Range, and that's the big store in England. And I think I got the flowers from Amazon, but I can't be sure about that. Otherwise, I would put a link. So I'm just going to say there's beautiful flowers on Amazon. You can go and get them at any time. And then I've made here a vignette. It's a grouping of 3 to 4 plants. This one is in a lovely wide round pot. She looks absolutely beautiful. This is the Aphelandra botanica zebra. She has lovely markings and she's already given me a beautiful flower, and I think there's another flower coming up here. I'll just bring her over a bit closer, and she's got a baby leaf just coming up at the top, and maybe even some more. And they're really small and they look lovely. She's a beautiful plant, lovely, and she's always shiny. You know, she just doesn't seem to. It's funny, some plants seem to absorb dust. You just forever dusting them. But I mean, like the fig, she really needs a good dusting now, whereas this one, no dust. I just, you know, I don't understand it at all. And then here I've got, which is carrying on the theme really of the variegation, she is my little Diddy baby, Adansonii variegated half moon. And isn't she lovely? She's going to be beautiful when she's grown up. And that's her little baby leaf here. And she's doing well. So I'm going to pop her back there. Notice that I've decided to keep everything white on the table because the floor is dark and we have the gold on the tabletop there. So we're okay with that. A couple of books on the bottom. Looks nice. Nice book here. And a bit of gold again. And this one is just a little cutting from a black velvet that I decided I'm going to put into pond, possibly. I'm just going to see how she goes. And she's a cutting and she's growing some lovely roots down there. So I've just put her in a nice snazzy little silver vase because it looks so nice. And this one is actually the baby leaf that broke off from this one. Ah, and just look at that. Isn't that lovely? Mummy and baby. But she has rooted, and from her roots have come up this. And this is doing really well. It's really odd, but it's just grown so much, I can't believe it. All in the last, well, it's less than 6 months, I think. So that's quite a lot, isn't it, really? So anyway, that's what I've put together on the coffee table. I thought that looked lovely. And then it's nice just to light the candles at night. Now, these are just little battery candles. I don't think you're really going to see very much with the lights on the video, but I love to have the candles on at night. I think they're absolutely wonderful. We've got lots of jobs to do. Now, where shall I start? She has just started her leaf. And then you've got all these. I've left this to do on the video, but I mean, we're doing it all the time, aren't we? The brown tips, if you have any brown tips, you know, it's best just to cut them off. So I can see one right away here. It's a shame, isn't it? But occasionally it does happen. This is cordyline kiwi, and it's like rainbow or something she's called, because I don't know if you can see, but she has the most beautiful neon fuchsia pink around the edges of the leaves. Can you see them? And it gets really strong the more sunlight she's in, or a Sansi light perhaps. It's quite low at the moment because of the winter, but it's starting to come back out again, because I've had her by the window for a few days to soak up a bit of sun, and it's starting again. I do hope you can see that. She's got a new little shoot that's come out here quite quickly. Lovely. But she needs to be repotted. She's another one. You see, you've got to have these lists. You just don't know what you're doing. If you've only got a few plants, it's not so bad, is it really? But if you've got 10 or more, you do start to forget what needs doing and when. This poor chap here, he could do with a few leaves snipping off as well. It's so annoying, but you do have to just let them go sometimes. Just a little. I'll have to go around, tidy up a bit later on. And so now is the window, and it's always nice to style the window. I always love to style the window. I could have put a few more plants in here, but I thought I'd just leave it fresh looking this time with a few and a bit of space around them. I've got my beautiful little yellow of sunshine orchid, and a few other orchids here and there. This is the amazing Thailand. I'm hoping she's going to flower for me soon. And then we've got some tables, a nest of tables, with the plants going down like I often do. You've seen me in my other videos, and I think that looks quite nice. There's a lovely bit of yellow coming on the cornstalk, beautiful yellow, tying in with the theme today of spring. Isn't that nice? And she's always shiny. And this one is, I have to pick her up. I always get confused with this one. This one is what I call pleat. I call her pleat because she has this wonderful pleat. Can you see that? And she has these beautiful, beautiful colours in her leaves, which are a bit pale at the moment. So I'm hoping with the sun that they might brighten up, you know, and deepen up. Now, she is Dracaena sandriana, okay? And she's a lovely plant. I like Dracaenas because they are so self-sufficient. I mean, they're quite tough, really. They don't look it, but they are. You don't have to keep tending them all the time. They're very rarely, I mean, teeny little tips just here of brown, but generally not. Anyway, I'm putting her back here next to Cornstalk, who is also a Dracaena. And I thought they looked quite nice there. I've kept to the white pots here to show up the white of the wall and the window, because I thought that looked really nice. And this one is, I'm always forgetting this one as well. She has just recently started to develop brown tips. Malaki, or Malaki, Dracaena Malaki, and I really like her. I think she's a lovely plant. I mean, normally she would have a couple of leaves here, but they went a bit brown, so, oh well. But she's a lovely plant, absolutely beautiful. So that's the window. So I thought, you know, it's nice to do that. And then there's the TV. And a lot of us just have this big black thing. I mean, this is quite a big TV. I've put George leaves on there at the moment because otherwise it's just one great big black mass, isn't it, you know? Anyway, I like to style it with my plants. So what I like to do is to do a curl around the TV. I think that just looks so nice. And, you know, with the window, because I've got the window right next to it, it frames the whole TV, doesn't it? It just frames it. So I'll just tell you about this one first, my Taneke. Now, my Taneke suffered a leaf drop. Somebody in the family walked by and it got knocked off. And I love these leaves. And she's a bit dusty. This is another job we're all going to have to start doing now. Carry on going around, get the dust off our leaves because, you know, it helps them photosynthesize.
Anyway, it knocked off, and poor thing. And it made her look a lot shorter. And of course, she's got a pretty awful leaf there. But she has surprises. Look at the top. Can you see that lovely, gorgeous red little leaf? Isn't that just a baby? And right next to her is something else coming up. And this has all happened in the last week or so. And I just can't believe it. And all the way down here, she's got the start around some of that stem. And as you can see, there are little leaves starting to come up here. And I just don't know what set her off. I don't know if it's the sunlight or the spring sunshine of the last few days. This one's got to be cut off. I'm going to do that in a minute. And there's another little baby leaf. And yet another one. So I just can't believe it. So even though she had that misfortune, all of these other leaves have suddenly started to come up. I don't know if it's because she lost that leaf or what. Because it was like this with no buds, no leaves for a while. I mean, quite a while, perhaps a year. But all of a sudden, she's taking off, and I'm so happy. Because I was saying to myself, I'm going to buy another Taneke, and I'm going to buy a taller one. Because, you know, I'd lost this on the top. But now that I know she's growing so well, I'm so happy. So I'm going to put her back here, but I will have to cut off her leaves and things like that, because that one's pretty awful, isn't it? And this one is my Dieffenbachia, and she is just gorgeous. She lost a few leaves last year. I couldn't, for the life of me, understand why. But she's been busy. She's grown one here. And I don't know what's happened to that. I'll have to cut that one off. And then she's got this, and she's got another one here. I'm so happy about it. Look at this pattern. It is magnific. And there's a lot of white. Can you see that white? Beautiful. I think her name is Freya, but I'll double check and I'll write the name down so that you can see it on the video. She's a lovely plant. And then, of course, I've shown you Goldiana before. This is Dracaena, Goldiana. She's rare and she's absolutely beautiful. So for you who haven't seen her before, just take a look at those leaves. Are they not just lovely? Absolutely jungle. They're almost leopard-like. I don't know whether you'd call it leopard, really. They're not exactly dots, but they remind me of the jungle. And she's beautiful. And we've got a little something coming up here in the middle already. Isn't it great? I'll get by the light a bit more. Isn't that beautiful? Just lovely. So she's still doing well and she's growing well. So that's great. So I've put them there. And I like to have gold plant stands, if I can, to... I think they look nice against the white pots. It's just my taste. I just like that. Anyway, here is my old friend, because I've had this one for a while now. And you've seen these plants many times, I'm sure. And isn't she just gorgeous? Can you see the red on this one? She's so beautiful. These plants are worth buying. They can grow quite big though, quite bushy. And he's just started to grow a bit longer. He's growing like lots of little leaves, but now he's starting to actually shoot, I've noticed. But he's still got loads of little leaves at the bottom. And he's in the Calathea family, but he survives everything. He does not go brown easily. He's got one leaf here with a little bit of brown and there's this tiny thing. But I mean, other than that, there's nothing. And I've had him a couple of years, easily a couple of years, maybe 3. And he's just doing so well all the time. He's a plant that you can buy and you can be sure you go on holiday, he'll be there when you come back, no problem. Now this one is Florida Ghost, and this one has really grown out wide, as you can see. And the beautiful pale leaves here and there. I think there's another one over there, is there? It's very difficult for me because I've got the lights. And she's grown really well, and she's had a small leaf down here. This one's just unfurled, literally, and it's quite big. And she's got another one coming up here. So as I was saying, the plants know before us, and I can even see here another one coming up here. So she's doing really well. So as I was saying earlier, she's got a sister with Florida Beauty down there. So I put her here down because she's so wide, and she's happy because she's got the north-facing window, the south-facing window, and the west window, because this is like a sunroom area here. It gets really warm, this part of the room. The sun shines from either angle. You've got sun all day long. It's just magic. I mean, I've put my seats up there and my TV down here, but other people could have put their seats here, and then they would have felt like they were in a conservatory all the time in a lovely sunroom. So anyway, that's my TV. I think that looks really lovely. Touch of gold at the back here, the odd picture and so forth. And here I have my beams. And I decided I would try something different. Now, I've often put my beautiful Dracaena here, who is, my goodness, 20 years old. I mean, the years just go by. Isn't she just gorgeous? I often put her here anyway. But I thought what I'd do is I would frame the beams that we always walk through. Because originally this was a doorway and a wall, and I took the walls down, put the beams up. So what I've done is I've put my marble queen Pothos that I'm growing up a pole at the moment here, and then I put my Hawaiian queen Pothos here. And the marble queen is a kind of marbled white effect leaf. She is absolutely beautiful. And in the winter, some of these higher leaves have gone a bit green, but you know, if I move her or I put a Sansevieria on her here somewhere, then the colours will all come through again. And here is my Hawaiian queen. She is a kind of gold and shining sort of emerald green, and she's just beautiful. She's kept quite a lot of her colour through the winter. She's even got white here. Look at this, it's beautiful, absolutely lovely. So I've let some of it drop to match and touch the the other queen, and the rest I've taken across, and it looks really whimsical with the cuckoo clock. But it does look nice, doesn't it? And this is my entryway, just of here. So I thought I would show you this, what I've been doing. And so here I have a shelf over my radiator. This is my front door, you'll see in a minute. We don't use this front door at the moment, so I'm just using this area. But, you know, I mean, I could be using it. You know, there's a little artwork. This is the bougainvillea that I bought recently. And she just looks divine here. Absolutely lovely. But I can't leave her here if I have a radiator on. It's obvious, isn't it? And then here I've got my marble, my crimson queen, Hoya. Oops. Who's growing absolutely beautifully. Isn't she divine? And she's putting out some cream and some pink in a quartz crystal pot I got from a young lady on Etsy. And she does the crystal at the front. She does the crystal, different crystals. This is the pink. There's amethyst and there's, you know, some of the green ones. Absolutely lovely. And I'll put the link below so you can find her. Look, she's edged it in like gold here. And it's a beautiful, beautiful pot. So I'll put the link to that at the bottom. So I've put her there. And then over here is my Christmas cactus, who has lost all her beautiful flowers now. But she's so pretty to look at. So I'm putting her here. And I thought they looked quite nice there together. And the bougainvillea with the frame around the beams here looks rather like courtyard looking, doesn't it? And as I'm not using the door at the moment, I've put an arrangement here. And this is my emerald zizi plant, and I want to show her to you because just look at this. She has gone crazy. Look at all these new leaves. They've come out in, I don't know, the last week or two. But it's been so fast. She's grown them. Look at this, all down here. All of them. So she wants to be a big plant. So I shall have to repot her and give her that chance. She's just gorgeous, isn't she? Look at that. It's lime and emerald leaves until they become the emerald colour of the other leaves. They're beautiful. That's lovely. So she's there. And then I've got this lovely little chap here. I love this little guy. They grow quite big. Ponytail palm. Isn't this lovely? They grow quite big actually, and they hold all the water here in this, and they don't need very much water. The thing to do is to say give them some once a month, but don't overdo it because they hold and store all their water here, and they just don't use it up like other plants. She's got a few brown bits here and there now from over the winter, which I've got to chop off along with my other spring duties. Just put her down there for now. And then my iron plant, who's still soldiering on, looking absolutely lovely.
Soldering iron.
Soldering iron. What am I talking about? I don't know. Anyway, he's quite lovely. He's got like lines going through his leaves, look. And he needs a wipe off now. It's amazing how dusty everything can get. There you go. So that's a nice little arrangement here with a bit of art. Beautiful little picture that my husband bought for me. And then as someone comes through my entryway, my little bells ring. And the first thing they see is this beautiful arrangement, the arch, and my console table. And this is my console table. And by the way, you should be seeing some pictures now of the front door because it lights up with the sunshine, all those beautiful panes there, roses in the panes of glass on the door, and I wanted to show you that. Anyway, the console table is the thing that people would see as soon as they open the door. I've got a little piece of art here that I painted myself. And here is my Zizi plant. She's doing really well. I bought her last year before autumn, just in time for October, you know, Halloween. She's the Raven Zizi plant, and I think she looks absolutely great against the white walls. So I've put a centerpiece of some false flowers and some dried flowers. And then on the end here, I've just got another plant, which is basically a cutting that is growing really well now from Italy, my beautiful Luna. She lost a bit of her white leaf, which is such a shame. But she's in water at the moment, and I'm going to transfer her like the other one that I talked about earlier into pond. So she's just in water at the moment. She's about ready now to go into pond. So I thought I'd just put her there on the corner. So here we have it. I hope you've enjoyed the springtime styling video. I haven't gone into great depth about all the things we have to do in spring, but I have mentioned a few things: wiping the leaves, trimming off the green leaves, you could even take some little cuttings now. This is the perfect time of the year to do it. But it's nice to rearrange your plants in time for spring so that you get the right amount of light from the windows, because now the sun is starting to hit the windows and it's soft at the moment, but it really does, as you've seen with my plants, it just gets them going straight away and all these new shoots come through. So I've arranged everything. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. I hope you've got some ideas for your fireplace, for your windows, for your walls, for your entryway. I just couldn't wait to do this. Shelving and the coffee tables. And I hope to see you again in the next one. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Bye.